Hello, welcome to Artifacts with me, Jess. So, for those of you who know me in person, you may know that I spent many years working on boats. Well, people get upset if you call it a boat. It's actually a ship. Spent many years working on ships. During that time, I spent a lot of time talking about the artworks of other people.
How many people love his imagery? They just think it's absolutely beautiful.
This is an engraving created in 1445 by an anonymous artist. It's called The Martyrdom of Saint Sebastian. Now, here we have a work of art by an artist named Slava Brodinski. Slava Brodinski.
I would tell the stories of how it is that they cultivated their themes, how they came up with their ideas. That was basically my job. In addition to selling art, of course, I got to help people understand what was the main source of the artist's inspiration, or how it is that they came up with the idea for creating certain artworks. Though I initially got my start in working in the art field from being an artist myself. I don't like to say that I'm an artist. I'm an artist. I'm an artist. It's not that I think that there's anything wrong with being an artist. It's just, I feel like if I say I am an artist, I am claiming that I'm some sort of extremely talented person with some profound insight into the realm of philosophy and feeling. So I will say this, I love to create art, and I always have. I've been lucky enough to have my artwork featured in a couple of venues. But one thing that I've always found is that it's very easy for me to talk about another person's art. It's extremely difficult for me to talk about my own. For a couple reasons. Number one, I doubt I'm that interesting. Number two, I barely have my own mind sorted out. So how is it that I'm supposed to explain to you what's going on in here if I can't even figure it out myself? As a result, it's incredibly difficult to explain to you all of my myriad sources of inspiration for creating the artworks that I create, or why I choose certain colors, or even what I'm trying to tell you. Most of the time, it's also impulsive that it's really hard for me to kind of break it down. But my brother suggested to me something. It was a really good idea as far as I'm concerned. He came up to me the other day and he said, "Hey, you know what you should do?" And I said, "What should I do?" And he said, "Maybe you should record a video that explains a little bit about the art that you make, because, I mean, people like your art, I think, so maybe they want to know a little bit more about it." And I said, "I don't think anyone cares." And then he said, "Didn't you spend a couple years explaining to people why artists do things a certain way, and don't people like it? So maybe people would be interested in why you make the art the way that you make it." So then I said, "Okay, I'll give it a shot." So this video is about this specific painting. If you like it and if you find it interesting, please like and subscribe. I still don't know why you should like or subscribe. I just know that all the people on YouTube say that. And I'm certain that one day, if enough people like and subscribe, I'll find out the benefit of it. Alrighty, Aphrodites. So I'm going to start with the basic stuff. Now, my mom decided to gift me a paint set randomly, mostly because she really likes ordering things on the internet, and every once in a while she'll see something and go, and genetics are a thing. We often joke in my family that my mother and I are like parrots, because we see a shiny thing and we have to get it. So she saw these shiny paints, and they were advertised in one of those stupid pop-up ads that target you and they get you, and they just keep repeating themselves to you over and over again until you break. And so she saw these paints. They're called arteza. I don't know if I'm saying this the right way, but these paints are just so pretty, and they're so shiny too. And she got these paints and she was like, "Look." I was like, "Okay, here, let me show you an example of how shiny. Ooh, how dare I waste this paint." I don't know if you can see that, but do you see how shiny this little bit of paint here is? Oh, beautiful. Let's get a little wild. So when you rub it in, can you see how it's got that lovely, luscious sheen? That lovely luster? That lovely luster? So I got these paints. After I got these paints, I started thinking to myself, oh my goodness, I need to use these, and I need to use these immediately. What am I going to use them on? What am I going to make?
So, rather than plan it out, I just took out a 24 by 30 canvas on which I had already started a painting some time ago. Now, I really like this painting. I really like the textures, I really like the composition, I really like the idea, but unfortunately, I just kind of lost the plot and I really wasn't able to finish it. So I covered it in 4 coats of white, heavy body acrylic paint. And then after that, I sealed the paint with a matte spray. And I thought I would just start experimenting with some of these really pretty pearlescent blues and greens. And originally, I was really just going to try playing with some swatches of color, but this figure drawing just kind of struggled to break out of my wrist, and out she came. And the more we started working on her, the more I started getting some ideas, especially since she was surrounded with these beautiful pearlescent blues. Who could she be? Now, I first thought that maybe she would just be a beautiful lady with sort of a space scene in the background, but I realized that we needed some more warmth. And so the pink flowers were born surrounding her head, and her hair became a little bit more pink. And as I warmed up the lower part of her body, because, initially I didn't really plan for it to be a tail, I thought it had kind of a golden sheen. And what has a golden sheen to the lower half of its body? Well, a mermaid, that's for sure. So we added some bubbles and we added the ocean theme, and basically my plan was kind of to go for something highly detailed and sort of Art Deco. Klimty, Gustav Klimty, like from The Kiss and all of its detail. That's ultimately where we kind of ended up going. It was really hard to put so much detail on such an enormous canvas, but I think the overall effect is fun and pretty and hopefully beautiful enough that most people watching this will enjoy it as much as I enjoyed creating her.
You'll notice that the focal point of the artwork is our main female figure here. And you can see that within the artwork are a multiplicity of narratives, all supporting the oceanic theme. For example, we have the seahorse, we have the fishy, the seashells, the ocean, and of course, we have the Swarovski-studded tail. In this painting, I wanted to capture kind of the magic and the mystery and also the beauty of the ocean. People throughout the course of literary history have also felt the same. That's why we have tales of mermaids and sirens and rusalka and selkies. In Slavic lore, the rusalka is a woman who's very similar to a mermaid, often dangerous to people, to humans. It's said in many cases that she's a woman who fell pregnant out of wedlock and threw herself into the ocean, thus becoming an ocean creature. Or the selkies. In Scottish mythology, a selkie is a woman who comes onto the shore. There's also a male version of the same, but the women are often captured by male humans who steal their tails and force the selkies to become wives. And even though they make excellent wives and mothers, they're often forlorn, and they can be found gazing wistfully out into the ocean, the beautiful home that they lost. I think that the ocean is so magical and beautiful, and I really hope that I captured the essence of it in this painting here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you enjoy my artwork. So if you liked it and you'd like to hear more quick, very brief breakdowns, by all means, please like and subscribe.